So we're live, and then I'm gonna try to share this from YouTube. I don't know how to do.
Fuck yeah, Dallas up too. Might go 3 for 3 on the WNBA.
I'm gonna send it to you first.
Indiana Fever missed their 3. Let's go.
Let's go. I'm gonna send it to. I'm gonna send it to you first.
Okay.
And you can tell me if. Oh, I need to mute my. Oh wait, I can't.
That's fine. Should I just go to a different side of the room? I'll turn my
No, you're fine. But yeah, just click on that and let me know if you see.
I can't because it's RMTP. That might be the wrong link. That's not a link that you sent me.
What did I say?
You sent RTMP.
Yeah, I see.
It's not a link.
Stream URL. That's what it says it is. I don't know how to do this shit. Well, I hate how it's like separate.
Yeah, that's not a link.
Okay, like we're live right now, and I'm pretty sure I'm live on my YouTube. If you go
What's
to
YouTube?
It's VixPick Sports.
VixPick Sports.
Does it show me as live there?
Oh, yep, you're good. We're there.
So I'll just tweet this.
Yep.
Show me as live.
Yep, you're good. We're there.
We're not private, are we?
So I'll just. No.
Okay.
Everything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Nice.
Okay, so everything's
go. Okay, yeah, we're there. Now it's time to wait for the audience.
Yep, gonna tweet it.
Oh, we don't have anything on the last WNBA game. I see it just started.
Whatever. So I think I'm hold on, I'll take a look at that in a second. Oh, this link is trash. It doesn't show a fucking it doesn't show the little picture. It doesn't show a graphic. Oh, I guess it's because we haven't made any, huh?
Yep.
Oh, also, I don't even know. Where am I going to see who's all in here? Can you? I'm so novice to this shit.
Hey, you got somebody.
Where are you seeing that?
Right side of your screen.
Right side of my screen?
My screen, at least. You got a comment saying, "What's up, bros?"
Let me. Okay, I'm pulled up here.
How about I just announce any question or comment to you?
It's because I'm not on YouTube right now.
I mean, I'm
double screening it, but I can see. I now have it pulled up on my phone, and I'm gonna get. For those of you who are in here, it says 5. We're gonna get better at this shit.
Hey.
I'm definitely gonna get better at this, but the thing is, this is my first ever stream, and this is Michael's first ever stream. So
I did this in college, but you know, I wasn't the one managing the software. I was the one just. I don't even know what I was doing. Just kind of hype man.
Yeah, I remember you, Jacob. Cooper, what's up?
The best part of your first stream is it can only get better from here.
Yes.
This is by far the worst thing you'll ever watch us do.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even think I'll want to watch it back. Actually, I will, because it'll be a good learning opportunity. But yeah, this will definitely be the worst one. I can't see. So I can't see who's in here. I can just see.
You can. Yeah, that's not a feature that YouTube does. So you can just see the amount of people and then anything that's been responding on the chat. So you got 9 people here.
And then, you see 9, I see 7.
And you hear New York City behind me, so I'm gonna mute for a sec.
um, when do you want to go ahead and start?
Uh,
Do you
Go
want
ahead in
to?
a minute. Tweet it out. I'll retweet it and then
Yeah, I
go
tweeted
viral.
out. Pretty sure I added you. Yep, I added you.
All right. And
All right.
then
So
some
for
people
those of you
wanted some
in
links.
here, we're gonna get going in just a second.
Cool. Because we obviously have an
And
agenda here. I think the agenda is let's do a little quick recap of how it's going today and then go into the methods, the madness, and kind of who we are and why we do this.
oh, for sure. Um, I actually, I'm actually not really up on how today is going. If you want to
Oh,
get a breakdown of that, because I've been busy all day. So yeah, tequila high noon. I'm on this for a while. My alcohol goes in waves, so I'll probably drink this for a couple of months and then I'll get tired of it, um, and move on to something else.
for anyone tracking the WNBA, just got Atlanta and Connecticut. Connecticut was a sweaty one. Atlanta was the easiest bet of our lives. So 2 for 2 on
Connecticut, Connecticut was a sweat at -1,000 money line odds
that.
or whatever they
and,
were.
and you know here, this the stupidest bet in your life is a -300 bet. That is something you really shouldn't be taking. Apparently, Vic
Oh
knows.
yeah, oh yeah. I got grounded for that on Twitter. I got yelled at. Apparently, you can't do -300. And my whole thing with that, like, for the for the degens out there, for the idiots who are like, you can't bet -300 because the payout's not enough. I'm like, at what cost? If there was a -300, like if Chiefs playing Alabama, for example, or if Chiefs played KU football for whatever reason, and Chiefs were -300 money line, you're telling me that's still a bad bet? Like, at what point? So at any point, -300 is just bad no matter what. Like, obviously, Chiefs would never play a college team, but the point is, like, at what point is -300 a bad bet? Like, it's just bad no matter what, even if every other book has it at -1,000,000. Like that the logic just doesn't logic there.
Yeah, I mean the true sense out there. If you all aren't looking at the EuroLeague stuff, you're missing out. EuroLeague is on fire right now. We just hit 5 straight, I think, between WNBA and EuroLeague. So
Yeah, EuroLeague is dope. It's been dope. I missed out on one of them because I literally couldn't find the team name. But
Metropolitan's 92. You don't know those dogs.
I got okay. They hold on. I got to send this link out. Once I get this link out, I think we'll be ready to get going. Well, you
Metropolitan's
said
92 have Victor Wembayama.
oh
Who are taking,
really?
apparently. That's how much I know.
Shout out Vic.
Yeah, your boy, your San Antonio Spurs boy. You gotta support him
I
now.
Yeah, I'm with it. Okay, Drew's in here too. Hell yeah, that's dope.
Hey, you
Uh,
got the golf boy himself, Coop. I know I've
yep,
assigned you
I
as the
saw
golf
that.
boy. Hope you're fine with taking on that title.
Yeah, I don't know that he necessarily is, but I think he's looking to go all in on it, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's the way of the future.
Okay, so I think we can pretty much get started, and then if anyone has any questions, I'll also be looking at the chat as well. Essentially, what we're here to talk about is Fliff, and Fliff halftime full time bets. Uh, if you're not on Fliff and you're sports betting, like you're just making a grand mistake. You need to be on Fliff. Their lines are just so beatable, and like there's just no reason not to. Most states, even that don't have legalized sports betting, actually have Fliff as well. So that's also cool. You can most likely bet with Fliff. The thing about Fliff, and I'll switch to the screen. Actually, you can't even. That doesn't matter because it's mobile only. But the thing about Fliff is like they get around with a legal loophole. They operate as a quote unquote sweepstakes. So that's why they can operate in states that are non-legal. And so instead of betting with like regular US dollar, you bet with quote unquote Fliff cash. But Fliff cash is transferable to US dollar at a 1-to-1 ratio. So betting with US dollar, they just call it that so that they can get away with being in non-legal states. Um,
And
Go ahead.
uh, I got a good comment here. Fliff also reserves the right to change the value of Fliff cash at any point in time. So if you're not withdrawing frequently, you might be losing out. So just make sure you withdraw when you win. I've been paid out constantly. Never really had an issue with that. So just make sure you're withdrawing. And a little quick side tip for those of you out there: Fliff doesn't look at your withdrawals if they're under $600. So it'll be near instant. If it's above 600, it goes through a manual review and can take weeks. So withdraw from Fliff frequently, less than 600 at a time, once a week, and you'll be all set. As someone who bets way too much on Fliff, I run into that 600 issue frequently, which is a good thing. I mean, we're making too much money right now. So,
He said
I talked too fast.
again. So
Okay.
I don't know. Oh, they can take your money. Well, like technically speaking, and I don't think they would because like it's not in their best interest to piss off all their customers. I think the bottom line, what Michael's trying to get across, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is don't just have thousands of dollars just sitting in Fliff. Like you want to be withdrawing frequently and obviously leave some capital there to bet with, but just don't have a super huge bankroll. Don't have the same bankroll you would have in your FanDuel account as you do in your Fliff account just because of that fact. I mean, is
Yeah. As a guy who has $4,000 in my Fliff account right now.
well, I hope
Whoops.
you withdrew before you went to New York because of their weird restriction.
Yeah. Also, if you're in New York like me, if you withdraw more than 5K a year, you're not allowed to. So go to New Jersey, or just make sure that you're not just screwing yourself over. It's
Minimum.
so many weird loops that Fliff has, but we're here to make sure you're not missing out on any of them.
For sure. And so I'm sure most of you on here are already on Fliff, or at least have heard of it. So, you get on Fliff, you deposit your money, and then that's where the fun begins because that's
Well,
where, go
deposit your
ahead.
money through coins.
Through coins. Yeah, there's the coins thing too. And for people who don't know about Fliff coins, they're useless. So like don't even work don't even bother with it. However, when you first do deposit on the Fliff, when you bet your Fliff coins, they give you XP for it. And you can transfer that XP for Fliff cash, which is basically US dollar that you can bet with. So bet your Fliff coins when you first sign up and when you get them. However, win or lose on the bet that you place the Fliff coins on, you're not going to like, even if you win more Fliff coins because your bet won, you can't bet those for XP, which are transferable to Fliff cash. So it only really works once. But anytime you deposit on a Fliff, you can bet those Fliff coins to get XP.
I currently have 21 million Fliff coins, so I'm really rich. I should give
But
away Fliff coins on stream.
you should. Apparently, people think that when I say if they tail a leg and they win the giveaway, they think tailing involves Fliff coins.
No, that's my favorite DM you've ever received, I think.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, I tailed in Fliff coins. Does that count?" Oh my god, that was funny.
I think it's the first time it works, but then after that, nah.
Yeah, I mean, like Fliff coins, they're not worth anything. So, like I said, when you first deposit your money on a Fliff, bet it for the XP. I think you get what, $5.
On your first deposit of the day, you get $10. Any further deposit, you get $5. If you're depositing more than 3 times a day, it also triggers a manual review sometimes. So don't over deposit. I'm saying way too many things right now. So
Fliff is watching.
yeah, Flip is watching.
So once you're on Fliff, obviously they have tons of beatable bets, and you can see a lot of them. If you have an Odds Jam subscription on the Plus EV page, the arbitrage page there, and then also DGF, Daily Grind Fantasy, they have a Fliff page as well, and they have a ton of, Plus EV Fliff bets. If you're in here and you're not betting Plus EV, you need to stop immediately. You're going to lose. If you're not betting Plus EV, you're going to lose your wife and you're going to lose your house. And that's just the reality of the situation. You need to be betting Plus EV. Like don't the whole like I'm gonna this team's been hot and like let this lefty's good against righties. Like you need to understand that Vegas knows that. Like they have millions of dollars going into this. They all this like all these little cute stats that like you're looking up that you think give you an edge over Vegas, like they're all baked into the market already. Vegas already has accounted for these dumb stats that you think are going to give you an edge over the books. You need to be betting Plus EV, which is essentially just the market agrees on a bet. And there are sometimes, because books are trying to set these lines independently, some of them slip up. Fliff slips up a lot, and the market thinks that Fliff is constantly and consistently being too generous and giving us way too good of odds for a certain bet. For the halftime, full-time bets, which we're about to get into, we bet we compare our EV percentage is based on comparing to Pinnacle. Pinnacle is the world's sharpest book. And so, whatever Pinnacle has their odds at, most of the time, generally speaking, it's what the odds should be at. And, a lot of the times the market is similar to Pinnacle because Pinnacle is the basically standard. And so if you can beat Pinnacle with odds, which Fliff is constantly being more generous to us than Pinnacle, then more likely than not, you have a Plus EV bet. And so that's what we do with the halftime full time. And Michael will dig into like kind of explaining, and I'll jump around to whatever tab you want me to go to, Michael, on the halftime full time sheet. But that's what the halftime full time bets are all about. Is we're getting great value compared to Pinnacle, and we're taking advantage of that. For whatever reason, Fliff baseball home teams, for whatever fucking reason, Fliff is just like, we're going to give you great fucking odds on these and just let you rob us. I don't know why. I don't know why that is, but it is.
All right. To show what we're doing, let's do one live, Vic. So I'll explain what I'm doing, and then let's do one live for the Seattle Mariners Yankees game tonight, and then kind of get into the backstory and kind of why we do this and how it works. Sending you some links right now. So, Vic, you're going to be my D-Vig king. Enjoy.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna. Okay, hold on.
I'm the one that does the data for this. Vic's the one streaming right now, so he gets to learn. Well, he's learned, but he gets to fully learn the ways of the madness.
And I need to fucking mute my little text thing.
Yeah, for everyone here, this will be the worst stream we ever do. So yeah, it gets better from. That's a good thing.
I literally have no idea what the fuck I'm doing to a certain extent, so just bear with me. I'm actually going to even stop sharing my screen because I don't know how to change it without doing that first. So I can add the DVIG.
Oh, that's us.
So I can add the DVIG screen. Oh wait, hold on.
So,
dude, I'm fucking up so bad because I need to get it into Chrome because I have it attached to Chrome and I opened it in Safari. Holy
and I'll explain what we're doing as we're doing it. So what we're pulling up is this site called crazyninjamike.com. Not a sponsor, but he would be a sponsor. What this is a site that you can use to analyze the fair value of any bet parlay that you're taking. And these comments are hilarious. And with the sites, it's what everyone should be using for any bet they take. We're doing one live. We'll show you how to use it, and then take what we do, go from there, and use it yourself.
Hell yeah, brother, we're here. Okay.
Perfect.
So basically, guys, I know this screen is boring as fuck. Like, I know for those of you in here who aren't like
Hey, this is fun to me.
No, yeah, and I think it's fun too, honestly. But like, I know there's a lot of people in here because actually, when I did my first stream ever a couple days ago, where I was a guest on, I was told that it was boring, and I'm not. We're not trying to fucking bore you. The thing of the like, what? Well, Michael is. I'm not trying to bore you. What we're trying to do is like show you why these bets are profitable. Like, if any just random person walked up to you and was like, go to Fliff and bet all the home teams halftime, full time, you wouldn't just do that based on their word. It sounds stupid. Like, just if somebody tells you that, it doesn't give you any background info as to like why this is a thing that you should do. And so, like, all we're gonna do with this here, and it's honestly not that complicated. Like, the screen looks boring as fuck. There's no graphics or anything cool or exciting about it, but it's just a simple calculation to make sure that the bets that we're making are profitable on Fliff. And so yeah, now you can give me so what we're gonna do here is these where it says leg odds on Pinnacle. You can't bet halftime, full time. You have to do it like first five minus half, because we're talking about baseball, and halftime in baseball is after the fifth inning. According to
you would think it would be 4.5 innings, but halftime in baseball is 5 out of 9 completed innings. So whatever the result is after the end of the fifth inning, going into the top of the sixth. So we need the home team to be ahead by at least 1 run after 5 innings. Keep going.
Yeah, and so Pinnacle, they don't do, which is, like I said earlier, for those of you new in here, it's the world's sharpest book and what we compare to make sure that our bets are profitable long term. Anyway, they don't do halftime, full time bets, so we have to manually devig it by making a quote unquote parlay where we do home team minus half for the first half. That's them, winning the first 5, which is part of which is the halftime part of halftime, full time, and then money line, because that's full time,
which includes extra innings, which is a big thing. In some sports, it does not include overtime. In baseball, overtime or extra innings is A-okay as long as our team wins.
And I just found that out today, actually. Basketball, for whatever fucking reason, if it goes to OT, you lose the halftime, full time bet. Michael just told me, so that blows. But baseball, it doesn't work that way. If you go to extras and you win, you still win the bet. And so what we're doing here is where it says leg odds, we're going to insert that Pinnacle parlay, what they have it set at, so that we can see what Pinnacle has the halftime, full time odds at.
Cool. Let's do it.
So yeah, Michael, just tell me
I'll tell you everything here.
Which game is this?
I want to run through the site a little bit first, because you see all of these things up top and you're probably wondering what they are. Kelly multiplier, that's just something that you can use for how much of your bankroll you want to put on a specific bets. We're leaving it at 0.25. If you want to go into that, that's a whole nother conversation that is even more boring than the one we're having right now.
I'm going to get another high noon.
Kelly bankroll, that's just the bankroll that you're using. I personally don't touch that because I care more about the expected value of the bets they're going after. And then the DVIG method, again, for the parlays we're creating, it's generally pretty close to one another. We're not going to explain the different methods and what they mean. So for what we're doing right now, Vic, actually, if you can just click show all, just so people aren't wondering, why are you using the worst case method? Show all methods, and we'll show you why the EV is really close to one another. And which calculation tab we're on? We're on this crazy Ninja Mike site right now. And we are just going on the DVigor area, which is just calculating the fair value of a bet. And the bet that we're taking right now is on the best value is only on Fliff. This won't be on Prize Picks, won't be on Underdog. The bets are on DraftKings, but the expected values is not great. So don't bet these on DraftKings. Don't bet these on FanDuel. We get these slips from people, and you're just going to lose money long term. I know it says that we're up money, but that's because we're taking it on Fliff.
Yeah, that's a big thing, guys. Like we get a lot of people who are like, "Hey, I tailed this," and they show a DraftKings slip or a FanDuel slip of the halftime full-time. That's not the fucking idea here. Like the odds are best on Fliff. If you're not getting them on Fliff, like then over the long term you're going to lose money because the payouts aren't as big on the other sites. And so that's a big thing here. But anyway, go ahead, continue, Michael.
Cool. So what we're going to put in this, so under the odds section, what we need is 2 specific leg odds. So I'll link to everything so people can follow along. So this is the Yankees versus Mariners game. So we're going to, if you're following along, on the top it'll say first half. Click on the first half tab, and then we need Seattle Mariners, the home team, to win the first half by at least half a run. That means if the Mariners are up, we win the bet, theoretically. So this is plus 106. So Vic, just delete it all on leg odds.
You delete it all? I always do it by leg.
So plus 106, and then the other side, the Yankees, are minus 122. So that means the Yankees to win or tie the first half of the game is minus 122. And then we put a parenthesis here. Sorry, not parenthesis. We put a comma here, which just means it's the next leg of the bet because we are creating a parlay. And then the Seattle Mariners to win the game are minus 139. And the Yankees to win the game are plus 128. So all we did here is saying the Seattle Mariners will both win the first half of the game, and then they'll win the game in the end. So this doesn't apply if the Mariners, for example, tie the first half of the game 0-0 and then go on to win. We lose. It only, yeah, exactly. First 5 ties won't cash, which is the most frustrating thing in the world. Yeah, when 2 aces go off against each other, it's 0-0, and then your team wins 9-0 and you still lose. It happens, but we're up way more using our method than just blindly betting home teams. I don't have the data for that, but if you think there's an edge on home teams, go bet it yourself. And then the final odds of this bet, you go to Fliff, you go to game lines, you go to halftime/full-time. I would star it, so anytime you open Fliff, you can see those odds. The Mariners are plus 155 here for that parlay. And then the biggest thing here, if you press calculate right now, and then let's show people what happens.
Okay.
You calculate it, and then you're like, oh no, this is a terrible bet. We're losing 31% of our money, right? That's the first thing you thought, Vic, right?
Yeah, like and that's a big thing that you put me on is like when you calculate it without the correlation, which we'll get into in a second. If you just calculate this by itself, it looks like a terrible bet because it says negative 31.8% EV, which is not the EV.
Still better than YOLOing home run parlays.
It's still better than fucking Trent or any of these other like cappers, what they're giving you, but it's still not ideal.
But the reason we're making money here is all about the correlation. So press the little correlation button. After 100 plus years of MLB data, it changes very slightly year to year, but it's always within 1 to 2% year over year. The correlation we're using is 0.715. All this means is if our team is ahead, it doesn't matter. Don't press it yet. Doesn't matter by 1 run, 5 runs, 6 runs. This is just an average of every team that's up after 5 innings. There's a 71.5% chance that they will end up winning the game. Obviously, if your team's up 1-0, there's less of a chance. If your team's up 9-0, there's greater of a chance. But overall, that number is 71.5%, which we can go into how we can adjust it for better teams versus worse teams slightly more in a second. But let's just use this 0.715 average and press calculate. And so on the Mariners, we're getting 5% expected value, which you're like, oh, 5%, I don't care. Good. if you find a 5% expected value bet anywhere else, please send it to me, and I'd love to take it over and over and over again.
Yeah, guys, like the whole 5% thing is, I mean, like plus EV bets are like a 3% is good. Like 3% I'll take any day of the week. And what we're getting with those halftime full-time bets are a lot like most of the time, and we'll get into the sheet here in a not too far distant future. I don't know what I just said there. Wow. But anyway,
I'm not getting any truth with you, Vic.
the like so even like 3% is good. Like, and on this halftime full-time stuff, we're getting 5%, 7%, 8%, 20% sometimes. Like
The A's today were 20% when the lines came out.
yeah, like that stuff, that's nuts. And we'll show you the results. The results speak for themselves as well. If the higher the EV percent, the better the bet is. And I like 5% is a damn solid bet. I'll take that any day of the week. I take 3%. So I even take 2% sometimes. Like at the end of the day, it's plus EV. There's value there, and so we take it.
And explaining what the 5% means, that means every unit we're betting. So, for example, if I'm betting $100 on this game, we're expected to make a 5% return. So if you bet the Mariners 1,000 times, for every bet, you're expected to make $5 on top of your bet, that 5%. So that's all that means. Yeah, go ahead.
Over time, that's how much you would make if you were to be able to bet that bet 1,000 times, like, and they were to play 1,000 times. That's what the payout would be. Obviously, you're either going to win or lose the bet, but like over time, it's just it's like flipping a coin. I mean, and Alex does a great job of explaining this, and so does Matt and all these other big software guys that you should be following if you aren't already. But yeah, over time, you're going to make money.
So let's prove it. Show the stats.
Okay, so then we get to the Fliff Halftime full-time stats.
Because you can say, oh, okay, I believe your numbers, but do you have the data to prove it? We do.
Yeah, and we do. Okay.
Do you find a correlation number for all leagues?
You can tell me which tabs you want to go to right now. Right now,
let's show the data. Then I'll get into the correlation numbers for the other league.
The all-time stats. You want me to stay here for a second?
Sure. So over the course of 6 weeks, not including yesterday's data, because it kind of messes with my numbers if I change it, and you would think we're down a lot when we're not, because it just today's games haven't finished yet. Through the end of 2 days ago, we had 500 units staked, 533 units staked, which all that means is we've gone over our bankroll 5.3 times. 100 units is your entire bankroll. And we've gotten a 46 unit profit. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just about.
Which means we've nearly increased your bankroll by 50% just over the course of a month. It's pretty damn good, ain't it?
I mean, like, guys, this is huge. So if let's say you bet $100 a unit is just however
much.
Which
I am right now.
Yeah, like if you're betting $100 per halftime full-time bet, we're up 46 units since the sheet has been started.
$4,600.
Yeah, you'd be up $4,600, and just on these bets alone, just if you just followed the sheet and went to it every morning, Michael does his updates, you bet according to the sheet. That's how much you'd be. That's how much you'd be up right now. And so, I mean, like, what I mean, like, and we'll get into EV percentages too. Like, the percentages are crazy. The return is crazy. The proof is right here. We've been tracking this, and we'll get into the other tabs too and show you.
And on the question of if I do it in the morning or at night or when I calculate it, usually the lines come out right after the final MLB game of the day. So, for example, this Yankees-Mariners game, probably going to go pretty late. So theoretically, it would be great to do it at the end of the day because you'll usually get slightly higher percentages. And then in the morning, the lines are still fine, though. Even right now, I mean, the game just started, and we still get 5%. So there's no missing out in the end. Anytime you take the bet will be good. And if there is a time when Fliff changes it and tells us, like, and changes the value on us, I'll be the first to let you know, say, don't take it anymore. Because I'm not trying to just, I'm not a spokesperson for Fliff. We're making money off them. They probably hate me. So that's...
So 0x Driz is asking, where do we get the odds plus 106 / minus 122, comma minus 130 plus 128? That's from Pinnacle. We compare everything to Pinnacle, which is the world's sharpest book. And so if it's EV against Pinnacle, like Pinnacle's the standard. And so we want to make sure that we're beating them. And what this halftime full-time sheet is doing is it's consistently beating Pinnacle. Like for the example we just did, it was 5% plus EV. And so, yeah, we just go off the Pinnacle odds.
Yep. And if you want to do Nationals Dodgers too, because the Yankees line might not, the Yankees game already started.
Yeah, it's on the Pinnacle website. You can go to Pinnacle's website. You can also, if you have an Odds Gym account, you can go to the individual game itself, and they always have the Pinnacle odds on there. So, I mean, yeah, you can, whichever one, it doesn't really matter. Just get the Pinnacle odds is what
Pinnacle's
matters.
easier for me personally because it's easy for me to be able to just go there and pull the line from there.
Thank you so much, Mr. Menon. I think that's how you say it. But yeah,
we'll throw in. So if you want to go to, not you, Vic. So if anyone wants to go to the Crazy Ninja Mike website, here's the odds on the Dodgers. It would be minus 182 plus 156, minus 292 plus 259. I don't include the pluses because it assumes you include the pluses even if it's not there. That's just a little pro hack that I use there. And then for the correlation, so there's a big question on correlation percentages and why 0.715 is the gold standard. It's not for the Dodgers. I'll be honest, I'll bump it up to 0.73 or 0.74 because if the Dodgers are up against the Nationals after 5 innings, they're a heavy favorite coming into the game. They're probably going to win. So there is a little play in this whole correlation percentage and what numbers we specifically use, but that's why it's a system, and that's why we do what we do. That's the part.
And there was a question about correlation percentage earlier and why we use 0.715, even though you just explained it. I don't know if they missed it. That's like Michael said, based on 100 years of data and based on percentage chance a team has to come back after the 5th inning. They said they did. He did ask a good question though. If you want to get into it, Michael, and it was, what was the correlation for the WNBA plays or like the non-baseball plays, and how did you find that?
So that's a lot of soul searching and looking for things ourselves. So WNBA, I'll be honest, I'm pulling from the NBA right now, which is not comparable, but basketball is basketball at the end of the day.
And that's why we have it in beta too. Like we don't have it as part of our main thing. Like it's on the USFL and other sports. Like we're experimenting with it right now. So
yeah,
if
anyone here is good at building models and can pull WNBA or USFL stats, that would be absolutely amazing and find out what that actual number is. I don't have those specific capabilities, so that's not something that I try to do. I try to ask ChatGPT for it. Vic knows. I sent him ChatGPT screenshots all the time. I'm like, can you please tell me what percent of WNBA teams win when they're up at half? And ChatGPT just tells me to get a life. And so for the WNBA right now, if stat pulled from the NBA is on average an NBA team wins 73% of the time when they lead at halftime. So for the WNBA, the mainline number I use is 0.73. But for example, Connecticut played today. They were minus 1,200 before the game. Their halftime full time was minus 300. So there's a little bit of
that
play in
just
that.
screams. Yeah. It just screams EV.
Yeah, there's a little bit of play in that 73%. So for Connecticut, we bump it up to 76%. Or for Atlanta, they were a slight underdog. They were a slight favorite going into today's game. So we keep it around 0.72 for Atlanta. And that's why we want to teach you the methods and use your own numbers, because don't take my numbers as just the full gospel. There's a ton of ways to calculate stuff, and there's a ton of ways to make it work for you. I mean, that's why we're trying to teach people now and not just say, hey, bet Connecticut because Michael says so. Even though I'd love for it. And Connecticut won. Metropolitans won with Victor Wembanyama's team. So, not the worst results ever. And we're on the all-time stats page. Vic, go over to the – do you want to talk about individual teams or the graph now? Your call.
Probably.
Or expected margin.
Probably. So one thing I really want to hammer, and somebody asked about soccer halftime full time.
I haven't done soccer yet. I don't like soccer.
Yeah,
soccer's annoying because for you to lead a half, it requires a goal in the first 45 minutes, and the amount of 0-0 soccer games I watch is way too damn high.
Yeah.
So if you want to try your own methods for soccer, go for it. I'm sure the correlation is very high. If you're leading by a goal at half, you're probably going to win the damn game.
Yeah, very high there probably.
But I haven't touched soccer yet, personally.
One thing I do want to hammer. One very important thing that we actually haven't mentioned yet is variance. Guys, there are going to be downswings, and with halftime full time, it can be very extreme. When the sheet was first started, actually, let me just go to it if I can.
Yeah. Oh God.
Look at this. Look at this red. Let's see. Was this the?
Yeah, that was
error here, but you can see by days. Negative 3.8 units, negative 5.8, negative 4.21, and then I'll go to the next week.
Down again.
Oh no! This was the really good week.
No, yeah.
But anyways, first week obviously terrible. There are you're going to have
go to the third week. Yeah, that week sucked.
Yeah, this is also really bad. You're going to have your bad. You're going to have your bad days and maybe even bad weeks. That's a part of it. You're betting with an edge. That doesn't mean that you're going to win every single bet, obviously. It just means over time you're going to be profitable. So if you go up by a shit ton, way more than you're expected to, which is why we have this sheet. It kind of tells you or Michael did the excellent job of telling you what the expected return on units is. So it's what you can expect to return. If you're consistently, let's say 3 weeks in and you're way above what the expected return is, you can expect that to come back down to earth. And, you're going to have your bad days. A very important thing about this is that you continue to stick with it because it's profitable over the long term. So over time, you will be up. Now, it might take some time. Your first week might be terrible. When we first started doing this, when Michael first started the sheet, it was doing awful.
We're down 20% of our bankroll. Yeah,
it was not looking pretty at all. And then we had a couple of insane weeks where it seemed like we couldn't lose. What I think, you guys should take from that is just stay consistent with it. Don't be emotional about it. I'm
totally emotional about it.
Oh yeah, and I get it. It's hard. It got to the point, honestly, at the very beginning where I was like, I think this might just be the weirdest anomaly in sports history. Michael and I talked about it. We're like, the EV is there. It makes perfect sense, but they just keep losing. But we stuck through it. And then obviously, as you can see in the all-time stats, up 46 units essentially.
And every bet you're making, you're up 8.6%. which pretty damn good.
And so like it's
Better
just
than the stock market can do for you.
oh, absolutely. Like these returns are daily. Don't give up. Don't take days off. I know a lot of people take days off, like they have a bad day and they're like, oh, okay, I'm going to take the next day off because it looks like negative variance is coming. That's another thing about variance. You don't know how it's going to come about. Like you can expect a bad day because let's say you had 6 good days in a row and then you just had a terrible day, which is actually not too far off from what recently happened.
Last week we were
Yeah,
down 6,
exactly.
and then we were about to be down another 4 before the. We were about to be down another 6 before the Rockies clutched it up. And then
Exactly.
we went up
So
11 to make up for all of it.
a walkthrough of finding the odds would be dope. Yeah, I'll get to that in a second, Driz. But anyway, so like yeah, like the we had really bad day, and then we had a second really bad day, and then you might think like, oh, 2 really bad days, like negative variance is coming. Let me take today off because it looks like it's just going to be bad for a little bit, and then I'll try to get back when things are coming back up. Well, we profited that third day. So like you don't know how it's going to come about. I don't suggest trying to predict it. I I just suggest following like literally following the sheet that Michael puts his hard work into every morning and hammering it as it says because like I'll keep hammering this 45.994 units. So you don't have to worry about when it's going down or like it's going up, you're scared that's going to go back down. And I'm pretty guilty of that. Like if we have like 6 good days in a row, I'm like, damn, I kind of feel like I should maybe like take a day off or something. But then you'll have your 7th good day in a row, and imagine if I had taken that day off. The
Or if
bottom
you're
line,
betting the A's.
excuse me.
Or if you're betting the Oakland A's, you're like, I really don't want to do this.
Yeah, which the A's, they're something else. But
They won
anyway,
yesterday,
exactly. And they won halftime, full time, right? I can't remember.
Yeah, they were plus 385. So you would have made up for 4 straight losing A's bets just on that one bet. And I didn't believe. I put them as 0.1 unit. So even the guy that makes the sheets doesn't believe in some teams. That's not what you should be doing.
Yeah. So stick with it. Ignore the bad days. Like try to take your emotion out of it as much as possible, and just follow the sheet, and you're gonna make money. Also, like we talked about earlier,
Also, wait. Let's
free
look
to
at it right now.
devic this
Diamondbacks
stuff yourself.
up, White Sox up, Astros up, Cubs up, Cardinals up, Orioles up. Like it's doing so damn well today. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Everybody's up right now. So except the Red Sox are killing your Reds. So sorry, not the Reds.
Yeah,
Red
at
Sox.
least
Yeah,
Red
Sox
though I
are
bet on the
getting
Reds,
destroyed.
at least I get my personal fulfillment.
No, sorry. Red Sox are getting destroyed by the Reds. So it's worse.
Oh yeah, we're at home. Yeah, no, yeah, it's actually reverse, and my parlay is screwed because I had us in the parlay this morning. So there goes that. But anyway, yeah. So variance is a very important thing that we wanted to hammer. We talked about how you guys can devig this stuff yourself. I'm seeing questions about, and yeah, that's so right. Data is king. A walkthrough of finding the odds would be dope. Okay,
yeah.
so
Before we do that, go to the fancy graph on the right, just because I don't know. I love that graph.
Wait,
So
which graph?
This one, running profit, expected profit.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. This is such a great graph. Like this
and the lower one too compares to one another. So
which like how far much do you want me to scroll?
You can go to the bottom graph. It's just a combination of the two graphs.
I love the bottom graph. Like it literally shows why you should stick with it. Like, look at this.
We were down 20% of our bankroll, and then I was telling Beck, I'm like, no, this system sucks. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm like, let me just keep believing. And then I kept believing, and bam. So what this is a graph of is every bet I take, I just say this is the expected profit per bets. and then this is how much we should be making per bet, and then you throw that on a trend line. That's why that expected profit is only going up, because if we're taking a negative bet, then that's really stupid. Then we wouldn't be here. We'd just be not having pickets, and we'd just be YOLOing home run parlays.
Shout
But
out Solaire.
yep. And then the running profit there is how much we're actually making per bet. So we started off, we were down 20% of our bankroll. Then we went up 20% of our bankroll. And then we went back down again. And then there was a second time, we're like, oh, did we just get lucky and recover our losses? Should we stop? And then didn't stop, kept going. And now we're up. Apologies for the texting notice.
Yeah,
but
now we're up.
Now we're up 50% of our entire bankroll again, and should keep going up. And if it doesn't, we could go down another 20 units, but it seems like 20 is the most will go down in a down.
That was very extreme. Yeah, that was very extreme. It's been pretty consistent since. I mean, there's this, but it's been pretty consistent since that, like, very strange, bizarre beginning. Maybe
there was a time when the Royals would only win on the road.
Oh yeah, dude, that was crazy. No, that was bananas.
Not win at home, only one on the road.
Oh yeah, no, literally. Do you want me to go to any other tab specifically?
You can go to the USFL/other teams. I'll just kind of explain.
Okay, we'll cover that real quick.
Basis
and then
there.
I promise
and then
we'll
go over to odds, Jane, and then pull up the lines for the Dodgers national game.
You want me to do the odds gem thing first?
Yeah, let's do that. The game's in 17 minutes, so let's pull that up.
So for those wondering how or where we find the odds, we're about to show you.
Well, this isn't how I do it, but you can do it this way.
Yeah, this is one of the ways to do it. I mean, we're just going to Pinnacle essentially, but
yeah, through Odds Jam. You can do it for free. You don't need to subscribe to Odds Jam to
see Pinnacle odds. Yeah, you can even
odds.
Honestly like Google Pinnacle odds Nationals versus Dodgers. But anyway, I'm so novice at this, it's crazy. But I'm going to share my MLB screen here.
I can tell you what to click on.
Damn it. Okay, here we go. Okay.
Right.
So actually, I'll just go to OddsJam as if I'm like just on OddsJam. And then do you want me to like?
Yeah.
Okay. So obviously.
So we're pulling up the MLB here.
Okay.
Then we'll pull up the Dodgers Nationals game. So scroll down to the Dodgers Nationals.
Click on that, right?
Yep. And then you see that main market drop down on the top left.
Right here.
We're going to click that and then go to first half run line. Yeah, all the way down there. It's a very niche market.
I can't even. So I go to Pinnacle. So I actually don't even know where.
Further down, you passed it.
Where is it?
First half run line, left.
Oh, first half money line, right?
No, not money line.
Minus half. Yeah, it's minus half. I'm being stupid.
So Dodgers minus half.
So you go to first half run line because a tie loses. So money line's not good enough. Dodgers minus half, and then this P is penny/Pinnacle. Minus 183.
We get the odds that so you go to you don't have to do this, but for anyone on that crazy Ninja Mike website, I will throw that in again. You'll put in minus 183 plus 157. So that's the odds that the Dodgers win the first half of tonight's game. And then now go to the money line, Vic. And if you want to use a different book, go for it. I mean,
yeah, we use Pinnacle because it's the sharpest, but like if you want to compare it to another book, let's say you don't like Pinnacle for whatever reason, hey, we're not making you compare to them.
So click on Dodgers and let's find that Pinnacle line for the Dodgers. So
So
we have minus 183 plus 157 for the first half of the game. And now for the money line, we got minus 293 plus 260. And then I'm going to Fliff. And the odds we have on that are, you actually can't see it now, so I'll have to see what I got it at earlier. Dodgers. Or I got it at minus 130. And the correlation, Dodgers have a good chance to win today, so probably it's closer to 0.74 over 0.715, which all that means is if the Dodgers are up after 5 innings, they should have a higher than normal chance to win the game because they're extremely favored to win. The Nationals are god awful. I'm sorry for any Nationals fans out here. And the Dodgers are one of the most consistent teams out there, and that's something we'll show you next on team consistency.
I just saw the Royals walk off against the Nationals, so that tells you everything you need to know.
So we're getting 2.7% EV on that bet if we use a 74% correlation, which not crazy, but some lines aren't going to be that crazy. I personally find for that the teams that are in the minus range, your EV is going to be slightly lower because actually I don't know a good reason for that.
I think the reason is because people love like this is just a conspiracy. This is not there's no like actual data or anything backing up my theory here. But I think the reason why good teams are lower EV is because people people love good teams. And people love like just branded teams. Like Yankees are one of our lowest returning teams. I think it's because like
Let's pull that up.
Yankees made the sports books more money than any other franchise last year, and it's because people want to bet on the Yankees. Like it's a brand thing. I feel personally. Like I said, there's no data or anything. This is my personal opinion, and it's the same reason why I think that like Mike Trout and Ohtani unders are always EV on Prize Picks, is because I think people just like they love those like branded teams, branded players. Like obviously, Mike Trout and Ohtani are insanely great at what they do, and they're huge names, and so people always want to hammer them, and that's why I feel like personally they're always the under is always EV is because people are overvaluing them just because of who they are.
Except Aaron Judge, dude's a monster.
He's a cheater, remember? Actually, I didn't think so. My thing about Aaron Judge, like the whole looking thing, they're being dumb. If you're flashing your signs like so blatantly to where a player can just look over and know like what's coming, like that's on the opposing team. That's not on him. Like it's not on Astros level. It's not like I don't know. I didn't think the Aaron Judge thing was a big deal, but people got really mad at him about that.
Yankees up 3-0 in the first, so maybe Yankees are the best team out there. Conspiracy. All right, pull up the overall team stats.
Okay.
This is just something I personally track. If you want to bet using these stats, it's relatively could be profitable. So our recommendation, just take all the teams. Don't try to pick which teams are better than others. But if you do want to pick which teams are better than others, got you the stats here. So the Dodgers are really consistent. All this is showing is which teams that we take on our halftime, full-time are most profitable. So for the math nerds here, Vic, you can just take a sip of your drink for as long as I talk about Excel.
I'm almost done with my second. They say 2 is the perfect amount, so I'm just going to leave it at that.
All right. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking every single game that's ever occurred in the MLB over the course of this sheet. So it's been about 6 weeks right now. I put in whether our bet won, whether it lost, pull it into a giant VLOOKUP, and then the VLOOKUP chart spits out how many units have we staked on this team, how many times have they appeared in our sheet, or i.e. how many home games have they had, how many units have they won us, and what's their percent win rate, and what's their profit loss based on this percent win rate. So based on this, Dodgers win a ton. 73% of their home games, they cover halftime, full-time. Will that stay consistent? Probably not. But we just want to have these numbers for you because there's some teams that, honestly, I don't personally take. I know that goes against my methodologies, and you should take every team. But the Yankees and Athletics, they're tough.
Bad. They're
We're
mean.
losing it. Scroll down a touch so people can see the numbers there. You've lost 12% of your bankroll just betting on the Athletics. It's kind of tough.
Yeah, the Billy Bean shit is obviously not working anymore, or at least here. Yeah, like I'm the same as Michael. Like I fade the A's every time. I know I'm not supposed to. Technically, they're still EV according to the thing. I'm
20%
not.
today.
Yeah, like I'm not saying just like Michael. I'm not saying fade the A's. I'm not saying fade any other team in particular or increase your bankroll on another team. But it is nice to be able to like see these numbers, and if you are that type of person, make that decision for yourself. Um, yeah, I don't like for example for the top teams, like I don't put any more on the Dodgers than I do on any other team.
I might.
Um,
Well,
and if somebody does, like I can't blame them. They're at a 73% rate. That's insane. Like 73% rate,
even
and
higher
most
now because they won yesterday.
yeah, and most of them are plus money. Like imagine winning 73% of your bets and they're all at plus money pretty much. Like that's what's happening with the Dodgers, which is so dope. So
You never take the A's, Vic? Comment.
excuse me.
There's a comment. So you never take the
I
A's.
I never take the A's. I always fade the A's. I'll live with it. Like I said, we encourage following the sheet. Because it's not like the A's are not EV. They are plus EV. It's just that like I've seen enough. They're dog shit. If you've bet them every time since we started the sheet, that you'd be down 11.9 units if you only bet the A's. Um, like I will live with it. If they come back and let's say they're up 3, 4, 5 units or whatever by the end of the baseball season or even more, that's something I'm willing to live with. But that's just me personally. Like I don't want to push that on to anyone else. Or no, A's are the only team that I don't take. I take the Nationals. Like honestly, Nationals kind of
Nationals are
surprised me.
profitable. Look up here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like yeah, they're fourth. Like I don't know how. I
So
mean, obviously because of odds, but
yeah, a lot of the reason why crappy teams actually float up top is because we're getting higher EV on the crappy teams overall. Because basically, think about the compounding of the parlay. So what, Vic? Why do I keep talking about data? I just bore the shit out of people.
well, we're staying at a semi-consistent number. I've kept
Yeah.
my eyes in it.
So
Obviously,
what we're doing here. So the A's to win the first half of the game tonight it was right around plus 200, and then the A's to win the game overall is also right around plus 200. I bumped it down all the way to 68%. If the A's are up after 5, let's say there's a 68% chance that they win the game. That parlay only builds to like plus 350, plus 360, and if you got it at first thing in the morning, it was plus 430. So all it takes is one win.
yeah,
Why
if you
not
do
take the A's?
why not take?
Because
It's the degen in me. For
yeah,
me personally, it's the degen in me. It's just like it's me. I mean, I used to degen bet. I obviously don't anymore, but there's still that degen in me that's just like, you know what, the A's stink. I can't do it.
yeah. That's why we need Cooper on this stream. He'll tell you to just take anything that's valuable and good.
Yeah, data is data. Honestly, I probably should be betting the A's. Maybe you'll convince me to. I'm
I sent them a little bit tonight, just a little bit.
yeah, I'm the one in the wrong for this. Like I'm not suggesting anyone follow my ways. It's just the degen in me going like I'll live with it because they stink. They're the Z's. They're not the
Yankees
A's.
are the teams we should honestly avoid. They come up so often, they don't win, and when they do win, they don't win after the first 5 innings. That's the true fade in this world.
Yeah,
Um,
Yankees are really bad at it too.
yeah, I want to pull up the USFL tab for people curious
Yeah,
about
this is
YOLO and
exciting
USFL.
because it's summertime, and this is another big like this is another reason why I'm so excited about what's going on here. The sheet, like all the work that's being put in. Yeah, I know it's you, Drew. Um, like this is another big reason why I'm so excited about it is like it comes at the perfect time because everything slows down during the summer. There's no NFL, there's no college football, there's no college basketball, NBA is ending, NHL is ending. Like this would be the days that, for the most part, people are like they're going to be looking at their EV page and stuff, and it's going to be like pretty dry just because
Gonna be
they're on
Aaron Judge home run, Spencer Torkelson home run, Joey Gallo home
exactly
run.
like there's not a lot of sports going on. But with this here, we have the MLB halftime full time. That's 15, that's 10 to 15 bets a day. We're betting on every baseball game, which is dope. And then now, Michael's done us the grand favor of putting USFL and like WNBA and EuroLeague stuff on here too that will be going on. And, this stuff is EV as well. And so like that's what's so cool is like all summer long, while people who they just bet EV only, which obviously that's great that they're betting EV, but like don't because this stuff isn't coming up on softwares like this is something and that's why the sheet was made is because you have to manually do it. It's not coming up in any softwares right now. And I that might change because I know FanDuel changed it to where you don't make a same game parlay anymore. They just have first time, halftime, full time. But
No, they don't.
right now it's
FanDuel.
not. Go ahead.
FanDuel doesn't have that yet. I don't think so.
I've seen it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it shows halftime, full time. You don't have to do a same game parlay and click it individually.
Interesting.
Um, But yeah, so like it's getting into summer and people who are just EV betting, like they're seeing their pages dry up. And so this is what's awesome about the sheet is like Michael's updating this daily. And then, now there's we're seeing that there's value on Fliff on USFL and WNBA and EuroLeague as well. And so like while a lot of people are going to be like, I don't know what to bet on, it's summer and
Or
everything's
who are the Metropolitans 92? We also don't know who they are.
yeah, we don't know that either. But while everyone's like, kind of down in the dumps about it being dry because it's a summer, we have found something that we can add to get us through until we get to fall. And so, like, it's awesome. We have all these bets to put in.
Honestly, baseball season is always my most profitable season. Last year, I made bank on abusing sign up promos and DraftKings summer MLB promos. Well, that's a future stream.
Oh yeah, I like the subtle hint.
I
Yeah,
know. Uh,
there's more coming, guys, and it's
uh,
beautiful.
for you correlation suckers, on the USFL, the correlation I'm using right now is right around also 0.7, which is generous because if you go to the NFL and look up win-loss record when leading after halftime, I got data from 2018 and older, 80% plus. I'm using 70%, so we're being cautious here. This is the cautious side of the sheet. Also, I know the USFL isn't the NFL. The players are worse. I'm sorry for any USFL players out there. Not as
Yeah,
good as NFL players. And correlation there is right around, let's just assume 0.7. And your parlays are honestly, I've seen like 20-30% out there. EuroLeague, I've seen even higher than what I'm saying right here. So there's a lot of value to be put on this side of the sheets. I'm just not putting it on the main side because I don't have a lot of USFL numbers. I have money lines, and I am actually devigging Fliff against itself. It's a disgusting thing to do. I am taking Fliff's numbers, plugging it in, and using their own numbers against them. And it still results in EV, which is, I don't know how that works.
Drew wants to know if you update
Yeah,
your sheet at night or in the morning. I feel like you do it mostly in the morning, but sometimes
depends if I'm drinking or not. Depends if I'm out in New York. Weekdays, honestly, I try to do it at night, but sometimes the lines just don't come out, and I'm asleep by like 1. So
I don't
If
think
it's not out
KBO
by
needs halftime
20,
full time. I've looked at
I
that.
wish KBO. If anyone wants to message Fliff and ask for halftime, full-time
Yeah,
lines on Korean
KB,
and Japanese baseball, I would love that. I
yeah,
keep clicking every day to see if it's
yeah.
offered. Never
KBO
seen it
needs to
offered.
do it.
I would love it because we can just copy paste it. There's less scoring in KBO. I don't know why I know this. I shouldn't know this. But I've been following Trevor Bauer's Japanese baseball journey. Have you, Vic?
You what?
Have you been following Trevor Bauer's Japanese
Oh no, I
baseball
haven't. How's
story?
he doing?
Oh, he's in the Japanese minor leagues right now because he's struggling a ton. So
Oh damn, in the minor leagues? Yeah,
yeah,
that's
Cy
dope.
Young, former Cy.
Although Japanese league is pretty good. Like
Yeah,
they're legit. I mean, there's a reason why like Otani is who he is. Um um Drew said most of the halftime full time plays come out before I go to bed. Yeah, they come out really late. And it also obviously depends on where you are. Like Michael's on the East Coast, so he gets screwed the most when
sometimes.
it comes to that because yeah, actually Michael's all over the place. But generally speaking, he's in New York. I don't even know if I can say generally speaking, but he is based out of New York for the most part. And so he gets like kind of he gets the worst of it because the halftime full time lines usually come out very late. Uh, yeah, people on the West Coast they have it great. They get it earlier,
Arizona.
but
Hey, I'm wearing the Devin Booker shirt, so also a former Arizona boy out here.
fresh out of Scottsdale.
Oh yeah.
Um, but yeah, so like if you can stay up, depending on where you're at, obviously it's going to vary. But if you can stay up, and
Don't
honestly,
sacrifice your sleep for 20 cents of value. That is something I will caution.
yeah, like a lot of times the odds don't even move. Like sometimes I'll be up late and I will bet
Sometimes
the
it's
halftime.
worse.
Sometimes it's even worse. Yeah, like sometimes I'll be up late because I'm actually kind of an early bird, and so I go to bed earlier. But sometimes I'll be up late and I'll see that the halftime full time lines have dropped, and so I'll just blindly bet the home teams, which I don't necessarily encourage. However, we've been this has been tracked for several weeks now, over a month, and I think what about like 98, 99% of the time the home team is plus EV. So like I mean, you don't have to blind bet it. You can wait for the sheet. I actually probably encourage waiting for the sheet just to be cautious. But I just blind bet the home teams at this point. But yeah, sometimes I'll bet the halftime full time late at night. I'll wake up in the morning and the odds are the same. Like a lot of times. Sometimes they're not as good, but a lot of times yeah, like let's say 7 games because it's never like all of them. It's always just like some of them. And like let's say out of like 7 games, like 5 or 6 will be the same odds in the morning as they were late at night. And then like maybe one has gotten worse.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say like screw up your sleep schedule over it.
I'll say too, if you want to learn to do the devigging yourself, if it's under 3% EV, probably going to move up throughout the night. So I actually, for the first time, put a few days ago, wait for morning lines if I update the sheet at night. And every single time that I put wait for morning lines, the numbers went up by the morning. So,
So if
or
it's you're saying you've noticed that when it's 3% EV
or less.
or less, when you wait to the morning, it goes up in
It's better.
EV.
Yep.
Fliff is so beatable.
We'll get banned eventually. Fliff will. So you have to make like $30,000-$40,000 before they'll get rid of your account. But just that's why I say withdraw frequently. They won't take your money. Every sports book you're legally allowed to take your money out of. Doesn't matter what you're doing. You can take your money out of there. Unless you're like me and betting the Celtics will score at least 0 points.
Dude, that was awesome. That was awesome that you still had that screenshot.
Yeah. For those wondering what the fuck I just said, there was a bet on Fliff once. Will the Celtics score? Will there be at least 0 points scored in the second quarter of a Celtics game? That's Fliff
Yeah,
for you. Will there be
yeah,
0 points scored? Under or
asterisk,
over 0?
you caught a good hot streak one today. Um,
Oh
the
yeah, hot streak's
the
different
The
beast.
Tim Anderson thing that was hilarious. That was
Let's see how Tim
hilarious.
Anderson did with his strikeouts today. Did Timmy do well? How many times did Timmy strike out? Oh, Tim Anderson struck out once. You know, not 5 times though.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Oh, and the other T. Anderson got less than 4.5. So even if they tried to void it, just say, "Hey, I was trying to bet on the other Tim Anderson,
And it
or
didn't
not
work.
Tim Anderson, Tyler."
I wish I wasn't driving when you sent that, because yeah, that's just the easiest smash of all time.
Because either way, you can get out of that bet. If it wins, cool, we won it. Tyler
Yeah.
Anderson.
If it
Good work.
loses, be like, I meant to, or wait.
I bet on Tim Anderson to get less than 5 strikeouts tonight.
Yeah.
He struck out once.
Yeah, exactly. You only struck out once, so where's my money?
Yeah, where's my money? It's less than 5.
Is there
Yeah,
anything else that you want to add for right now?
I mean, any questions on it? I mean,
Yeah, if you guys have any questions, like I'll take a look at them real quick. We'll take a look at them real quick.
we
I
answered
will say,
most of
I
them.
will say in the meantime, if you don't follow us already, I am at Vix Pix Sports, and that's VIXPIX. And then this is at Metro Pass Mike. And we're always tweeting about this stuff daily. And so if you want to keep up, that's how you can. What do you think of Pinnacle Lines for player props to plug into best platforms?
That's a whole other conversation. I depends
I
on the
actually
player.
don't love Pinnacle player prop lines. Um, especially when the entire market disagrees with them. When the entire market disagrees with Pinnacle, I actually kind of side with the market, because like I know Pinnacle's like the standard, but I also feel like FanDuel, DraftKings, Caesars, MGM, Barstool, all being on, like one side versus Pinnacle, that kind of freaks me out.
I kind of like the DG fantasy lines. I don't know where they come from, but
yeah, the DGF lines, yeah, they're pretty cool.
Yeah,
I love how DGF, or I love the live Fliff lines on DGF are fantastic.
that's a whole nother flip conversation. But yesterday, you could have won so much expected value by betting the Celtics last night. We made so much expected money last night.
Yeah, I expected. Yeah, so
we made zero real money, but we made so much expected money. Every dollar you were betting on the Celtics, you're making at least 30 cents last night.
If only we had another game to make up for it.
Hey, game 8's tomorrow, right?
Game 8. So the EV on the Seattle and Yankee halftime full-time was 1.9, I think. Is no bueno to bet, right? Well, even if it was 1 point, we calculated it live here, and it wasn't.
It's 4.9, actually.
It was what?
4.9.
Yeah, it was 4.9, not 1.9. And even if it was 1.9, I mean, that's still not a bad bet. Like, a bad bet is a negative EV bet. If it's plus 1.9, it's still not a bad bet. Now, if you only want to bet like 2 or 3% plus, I mean, that's completely up to you. Like, if you don't see the value in it, but like, it's still expected value. It's still positive expected value. So you're still going to make money, betting over in the long run, just not as much. But yeah, we calculated it here live, and it was 4.9. You said, right?
Yeah, and I think on the Dodgers it was closer to like 2 something, which gets into the whole minus odds and correlation conversation.
Yeah, because correlation has a lot to do with it.
Yep, exactly there. And I'm just dying at Cooper's message on saying that landlords will take rent payment and expected value.
Yeah, bro, just look at these bets, and I got you next month. I promise. I wish.
Did Dallas end up winning that WNBA game?
Who?
Hey, Dallas won. We swept the WNBA slate.
Oh, nice. I'm pretty sure I had a WNBA lay, so that's cool.
Every WNBA team won today, so
I've not looked at my Fliff. Are there any other questions?
There
Or
you
if
go.
Michael wants to add
Making the
anything.
sheet green live.
What'd you say?
Making the sheet green live. We're 6 in a
Oh
row
yeah.
on other sports right now.
Oh shit. That's fucking awesome.
I know.
So
So looking
yeah,
looking that tab.
another green day. Excuse me? Oh yeah, let me click on it. Yeah, what am I doing?
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh, you don't want me to?
Sad. So
All
many
right.
people are so close on those parlays. So
There
if
you
you
go.
actually, so you can
Look
make
at
more expected value by parlaying teams because you are combining a positive EV bet with a positive EV bet, which creates more and more EV. That's why parlays can be profitable. It's not just yellowing home run lines. You're gonna, on the flip side, parlaying minus EV bets will lose you more and more money quicker and quicker. So
yeah.
theoretically, if you take a parlay of every two teams today, you're probably going to do way better than me. So think
Yeah.
about it.
Parlay.
I personally am risk tolerant, so I don't like parlaying a ton of teams together. Also, Vic will know I just don't win parlays. I really don't.
You
I
still
have
haven't
never.
hit.
Go ahead.
You still haven't hit a green five prize picks, right? Ever?
I've never hit a 5 out of 5 on Prize Picks, and I've sent
And
over 10K at
and
that
he
shit,
bets
and they're
plus
all
EV
EV.
only on prize
Yeah.
picks. Yeah, like that's just the worst luck I've ever heard of.
So we'll go into Prize Picks in the future. I've just kind of I sometimes feel like I've given up on Prize Picks, even though again, none of this you should give up on. It's just hilarious how bad I do on things like this. Yeah, I've
They've
never hit 5 out of 5 on Prize Picks,
Yeah,
and
no,
I
one
can
time
go
I
over
got
it
really
now.
excited. One time I got really excited because Mike was like traveling, which shocker, and was like, "Yo, I'm traveling. Like, just I don't have the EV or I don't have any screens up right now. Just send me what I should do for Taco Tuesday. I think it was Taco Tuesday or some type of promotion for Prize Picks. And I sent it to him, and I was like all excited. I was like, "This is gonna be the one." Um, and yeah, I think it went like 3 or 4 for 5, but like yeah, for whatever reason, even though.
Oh,
Uh,
oh, Vic, we hit a 4 out of 5 with one push today. Let's go.
on Prize Picks,
Yeah, so 4 out of 4.
yeah, they don't want to give you that last green one for whatever reason. But
Mm,
you do raise a good point. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm just being
I
stupid.
was gonna say you do raise a good point about parlays though. Like if you like the parlay stuff, you just gotta understand. Obviously, don't bet it as much as or don't bet your unit for a parlay should not be as big as your unit for a straight. But then also like just be prepared for bigger swings. Like you're going to you're going to lose more times than not if these are higher. These are high plus odds parlays, but when you do hit, it's going to be a bigger payout. So just be prepared for bigger swings on that. I do parlays on Fliff. I think like a decent amount. I try to make sure they're positively correlated, and that's something that we can get into at another time. Um, but uh, but yeah, parlays. If as long as they're plus EV, they're going to make you money in the long run. But just you're going to have more patience than if you were a straight better, or like if you let's say you, I I don't know, just be ready for bigger swings. I guess is what I would say.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Alex's odds jam or his Pickett accounts, his negative days are like negative thousands. His positive days are like plus 30,000. So
Yeah, exactly.
parlays will give you the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. I don't have the. I guess I theoretically do have that bankroll, but I don't want to risk that amount of money every single day. Because I don't know, the down days suck, and you kind of want to limit them, or at least with this Fliff stuff, not have them be as crazy. Like last week, I think Thursday and Friday, I was down like $1,000. Then Saturday came and we were up 1,400. So it's the name of the game of variance out there.
Yeah, so it's just got to stick with it at the end of the day. Is there does anybody else have any other questions? I
And I'll
unless
say
you
for those of you who are interested or not interested in us, future topics will be taking advantage of sign up promos. So something that we've both made over $10,000 on this year with zero risk. So just kind of teasing that, and then we can get into some of the daily fantasy stuff if people are into for example, like hot streak daily, the hot streak early EV bets, or the just like the Taco Tuesdays on Prize Picks as well, and all that good stuff, and data golf if people want to start getting into that. Vic and I don't know that much about data golf, so we'll have to get some sidekicks for that, but I'm sure that people will be willing to join.
yeah, so yeah, we have a lot of stuff, New York City boy. We have a lot of stuff coming up. Yeah, next stream, we're gonna we're gonna hammer this new user promo stuff. Um, it's literally guaranteed money, which is the crazy and awesome part about it.
I just
Like
need
I
to make
can't.
some tweets for everyone. There'll be a little data-based side of it, as obviously there is with all this stuff. I just want sheets to be able to share with the community, so you can just plug in your bet and then find out exactly how much you need to bet on both sides to make sure you guarantee a profit. That'll be the tease. But creating some new sheets for y'all.
Yeah, and I mean you're gonna want to be there because it's like yeah, Michael and I have made well over $10,000 doing it. It's all guaranteed profit. It's not even like gambling, which is the crazy part about it. And yeah, it's that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be a fun stream. And so
What do you
yeah,
mean? You don't get $5,000 on soccer unders?
not usually, but yeah, like there's more than just this. We have a bunch of like cool, fun stuff, money making stuff, obviously
Build
that
your
we're
own
gonna
double doubles, MLB correlate
yeah,
looking into right now. A lot of
exactly. Like there's so much value out there that
because books obviously make a shit ton of money on you, so you got to find the ways to be able to make money off them. I mean, Vic, let's just talk about our limits. I mean, books make sure that you're not able to bet using them. So, for example, on FanDuel, even I have 30% limits on FanDuel. So if you're able to place $10,000 on a bet, I'm only able to place $3,000 because they don't want my money. On Barstool, Vic can bet $2 on a bet. I can bet $5 on MGM. I think Vic can only bet $1, right?
yeah, no, it's literally like to just sense or like if it's main market, like sometimes like $1.28. Like I deleted the app from my phone. Um, so yeah, I mean, they're
Let's
doing
say
everything they can to keep us from making money. So we need to do everything we can to make sure that that doesn't happen, at least to us. And so, yeah, we're constantly like, you know, obviously we shared with you the halftime, full time stuff tonight, and there's other stuff as well. Value
Cliff
is
will ban me one day. It'll happen. I know it'll happen. It'll be a
probably
sad day.
pretty good chance.
But I'm sure
But
someone out here will let me use part of their account. I'm sure.
yeah, you got to give back.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, like there's so much other stuff too that we're doing that we're excited to share with you guys. We're just the Bucks are trying to make money off of everyone. We're just doing our best
Cubs
to
beat
get
Shin.
our slice of the pie and to make money off them. And so, we use data and we use numbers and we use math to make sure that happens. It's not always sexy or the most exciting thing, but making money is always exciting. And so, if you want to do that with sports betting, you're digging into the EV and math and data stuff. Don't be scared of it, or
And
don't
for
give up.
everyone saying, "Oh, don't take the team against this pitcher," the Cubs just beat Shane McClellan today in halftime, full time. So
Exactly.
the pitcher doesn't really matter. And I
Exactly.
mean, sure, you can be facing the Cy Young winner. They lose. They'll lose too. So just honestly ignore who's playing who, even if it's the A's. We'll give everyone that.
Yeah, for sure.
Bet
But
the
yeah,
A's teams against Shane McClellan. I mean,
don't worry about that
baseball's
stuff.
an any day sport. I feel like baseball is the most variant sport, which is great for us in these high odds teams. There's going to come a time, NFL season will come. We'll try this method. We're going to be betting the Panthers. It's going to be painful. We know it.
Bryce Young season, baby.
So,
but yeah, don't worry about this, Cy Young guy going up against a bad team and other stuff like that. Like, just get that out of your head. This is positive expected value. The numbers are being checked. You're going to make money over the long run, and you don't know which bet is going to make you money. So don't try to pick and choose which. Just follow along and stay consistent, and over time you're going to make money.
Yeah, and let's see. I think today we're already up. I mean, even without the final games happening. And if anyone looks at these sheets and say, hey, I want to make it better, I want to improve this, or I think I have an edge, I'll share the data with anybody. I mean, I'm not protective of this. I created this out of thin air. This is not perfect. So please mess with my numbers. I'll just create a copy and you can do whatever you want to the data. I am not protective of any of this. So if you're into this stuff, please, I'll share it.
Yeah, Michael ain't got nothing to hide.
Nope. My picket's available. You can see the stupid bets. There are some stupid bets there. We all have that.
But hey, what are you up on baseball so far this year? Total
$10,000 this year, and it was also like $10K last year. I just don't have the info on that.
Yeah. So, hey, you're very welcome. I'm glad you guys tuned in. But yeah, Michael's up over 10 grand in baseball already this year. We haven't even got to the part of where baseball is the only sport going on, and he's already made over 10,000. The stuff works.
And Fliff hates me, but for those of you that joined at some points, my pro tip: withdraw 600 a week if you're someone who plays slightly higher limits. Above 600, you trigger a manual review by Fliff, and it takes a while for your money to get to you. Under 600, it's near instant. So $600 is that magic number, and I've been doing it every week, no issues at all. If I have an issue, I'll tweet it out and say, hey, this is an issue I'm having with Fliff. Do it. Like Alex sends 250 on every play he does. Doesn't have an issue with Fliff. Fliff is a weird book, but we need weird books to make money.
For sure. Yeah.
I mean, Hot Streak's is a weird book. Prize Picks is a weird book. I mean, we're still making money on FanDuel. It's not that sexy. I mean, betting on Byron Buxton to get 2 total bases tonight. Not that sexy.
Yeah.
It's fun. You still make money on it, but we're tracking at 1% on those plays. I don't know about you, but I'm right around 1%.
Yeah, no, they're not very high. And I really don't like betting. And this is another story, but I'm not huge on betting baseball player props on FanDuel anyway. I mean, I will, but I'm not crazy about it. But I mean, yeah, people should not be shying away from Fliff or any other weird book because it's not FanDuel or DraftKings. FanDuel and DraftKings are at where they're at for a reason. They're making a lot of money off of people. Not to say that they're not exploitable. Obviously, they have their bad lines, but if there's a weird book out there offering great lines at a more consistent rate, don't ignore it just because you haven't heard of it. Who cares? Who gives a shit? As long as you're making your money, at the end of the day, the payouts work. As long as that's happening, who cares about the name?
Exactly. Let's see. Dodgers are up already. See? The live bets. It works. Mariners getting destroyed. And Mariners are near the bottom of our sheet on the team stats there. So maybe don't bet the Mariners. Just you gotta bet every team, whether it's painful or not. The A's haven't gotten a hit yet. 4 innings. See?
Typical.
Yeah, they're painful. They're not a perfect game, though, by Bryce Elder, thankfully. He has 3 strikeouts for everyone that's on the Prize Picks free square there. Well, free square. Should be free square.
Taco.
Yeah, Taco Tuesday. And Yankees up 6-0. So, Well, yeah.
Well, Anything
Any
else?
final questions before we sign off for this first terrible stream?
They'll get better, I promise.
Yeah, we'll have a real setup. We both bought cameras, and they both require USBs, and we both have USB-Cs.
Yeah.
So I think we both need to buy a converter.
Yeah. So we'll get that taken care of. It'll get better as we start doing it more often. Like I said earlier, in case you guys missed it, you can follow me at VixPix Sports. That's VixPix Sports, and you can follow Michael at Metro Pass Mike on Twitter. We're constantly talking about this stuff and just sharing how you can make money sports betting. And we're gonna have other exciting stuff to share with you guys. This is just the beginning, so I'm looking forward to it.
And little quick backgrounds. I mean, explain who you are. I'll explain who I am. I wrote about sports for my whole college career. I traveled the world covering USC football, traveled the country covering USC football, basketball. So I live and breathe this stuff all the time. I do boring stuff now, but this is what I do on the side for fun.
Yeah, Michael's done a lot more traveling than I have. We both journalism boys, but actually didn't meet through that, so that's just a coincidence. Um, but yeah, and we both love this stuff, and we've both have been EV betting for a while now. Actually, one of the first things that Michael ever said to me was, well, the first thing we ever talked about was sports betting, obviously, but
Sign up
then
promos.
yeah, sign up promos. But then when we met in person, like one of the first things we, like you said, was just like, oh yeah, just me EV betting, and like we just got into that. Like we we talk about this all day, every day. We love it. It's a lot of fun.
A little addicted, but
Yeah, may or may not be addicted.
I might have refreshers on my screen telling me every 60 seconds which bet's the best.
Yeah, I may or may not pick and choose events based on this stuff, but it is what it is.
Yeah, so much more content coming. Maybe even a little live halftime, full-time over the summer. Well, way future teasing, but
Oh yeah, it's gonna get fun, guys. This is just the beginning, so I'm excited.
Cool. Let's kill it.
All right. Well, you guys have a good one.